So an injury put you into the streets.
Man, the injury done it. Injury took me out.
To me, that's hustle. That's hustle.
Okay, but
this is probably the roughest you ever gonna see me. Actually, it's not, because this is gonna be an every Friday thing. Just want to, talk to my barber. I literally been here with him for about 2 years now. We talk about so much. I felt like it was something that we had to get on camera. I'm here with him. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead, big dog.
What's up, YouTube? This is Rashad the Barber, based in Dallas. Probably been cutting hair. Been licensed for 25 years. He kind of asked me, he said, "Hey, bro, you mind if I do an interview?" And I'm like, I don't know, bro, but it's cool. It's cool. We'll see what happens.
But actually, this is something that he been wanting to do. He don't want to tell y'all that, but he been wanting to do this. First question that I got for you is, growing up, what was your biggest goal?
Where I grew up, I really just didn't have any goals. And I know that may sound messed up, but it was the truth. So a lot of us grow up where we're not around too many people that have goals. In my family, the goal was just to get up and make it to the next day. So that was something that wasn't discussed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Now, probably once I got, right before I was a teenager, I started looking at things different. I wouldn't even say it was a goal. It was just things that I probably experienced, like sports. And said, you know what, this would be cool. But I still didn't look at it like it was a goal.
Let me ask you this. Did you have any idols or inspirations?
In any hood, you're gonna look up to the dudes that's making the fast money. At an early age, I'm really not knowing how they getting their money, but I know that they making money, they having money, they driving nice cars. The women, the clothes.
The normal person. I'm not saying you're not normal, but
he said that though. He said I ain't normal.
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, do you ever think that they should have more than one goal, or how does that work? Does goals change like the older you get? The more circumstances, encounters, the more adversity you have, do you think your goal should change, or should you just stick to the same goal?
Well, I think it just depends on the individual. You can be young and really be into something and really feel like this is what you want to do, right? You feel like it's something that you should never give up on, so that's your goal.
Yeah.
And you pretty much throughout life, you focusing on that one thing, right?
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, life brings different challenges. It takes us to different places. We evolve. We see things. We look at things different. We start to have an understanding just about life in general different. So I think when that happens, there's nothing wrong with changing your goal. Just kind of like hitting the reset button.
Yeah. It's hard to just trust like anybody to cut your hair. So that play a big part in it. I see you every week. I spend more time with you than I do with my parents, my friends, my cousins. It's like I'm here every week. So, and we talk. You're not one of those barbers that's just gonna just cut and not say nothing. Like, we have great conversations every time. So it's like, it's a getaway for me.
Right. Yeah.
It's a relationship that we have developed.
I get that out of some of my clients. Like, I can tell which ones, like you said, this is getaway. You know what I'm saying? You come in, a client may have a family, kids, old lady, and he really don't go too many places. So when he comes to the barbershop, that's his getaway. Yeah. So I could understand that, definitely.
It's kind of big, bro. Like, especially for people that like antisocial. They don't get a chance to talk to people. They might work from home. They get a chance to come to the barber, and they get a chance to communicate, talk to people. So I think that's big.
You got to also be able to provide the service the client wants, and that the next person is providing maybe in shop down the street. I'm an old school barber, and we got the game one way. That was kind of the thing. Who can get the freshest lineup? Sometimes a lineup will make a decent, okay, average fade. It'll turn it into a great one. You know what I'm saying? So, it was all about the lineup. So that was one of the things that we perfected and learned, so the enhancement, an older barber really I feel like I don't need it, but it's more money into it. You got people that's gonna come in here and that's what they're gonna ask for, so.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm not with the whole enhancement movement.
And I've been trying to get him to try it out for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not with all that. I see people get out their chair and they go straight to Instagram and they line is drawn, bro. So I'm like, that's kind of
I
weird.
see a lot of it too. I ain't gonna lie, it make my skin crawl every time I see it. But you know, hey, that same dude that you seeing, he going right back to that chair the next week. So it's something about that cut that he like.
Yeah, that's a fact. The good thing about like getting a haircut and being a barber is you make people day, bro. That's what make a good barber, bro. Like if you get your client a good experience. And for me, every time, I leave a chair, I just feel like I'm about to have the best weekend because it just give you like self-esteem. It give you a little bit more confidence. That fresh cut, how you feeling, right?
Fresh cut, how you feeling like you can go out and face the world? Look, a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us more about your backstory.
I was actually born in Oklahoma.
So that's why you're an Oklahoma fan?
Yeah,
They
for
trash
sure,
too.
for sure. Yeah, I was born in Oklahoma, stayed there a couple of years.
Did you ever go back and visit?
I went to visit all the time, but I never felt like I wanted to stay there because I was young when I left. So I didn't have any feelings. I didn't feel good, bad, or indifferent about it. If somebody asked me where I'm from, I'm gonna say Dallas. Because this is kind of where I made my bones. This is what raised me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dallas raised me. So I'm gonna say Dallas. And then I've been here most of my life.
Everybody from Dallas.
Yeah, everybody from Dallas now. I would say probably like in the early '90s, I started getting in the streets. I jumped off the porch probably 14. Again, just like probably most of the kids that grew up in the hood. But I was in the sports. I was playing football, so I seen what was going on. And I was fascinated by it, but I was also fascinated by sports. Yeah, it was kind of like, okay, I got other interests too, you know what I'm saying? And I even had, some of the older homies in the hood, like, nah, man, you good at football, so, stay focused and try to do that. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing out here. Running back, homie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You low-key built like a running back.
Yeah, running back, homie. Yeah, I was good too.
You good?
Yeah. We ain't got ain't really no tape from back then. It's somebody sent me some highlights to me though. I'm gonna have to pull it up and I'm gonna shoot it to you.
Yeah, I want to see that. But that was a long time ago, bro.
Come on, bro. You act like we were wearing leather helmets back then.
My fault.
Like anybody, like I said, any other kid growing up in the hood, man, you seeing these things that's, just got your interest. It's going on, you can't deny it. It's going on around you. What's so crazy, one of my first childhood friends, shout out to Juan, wherever you at, man, holler at me. Get at me, man. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Shout out to Juan.
I didn't know it, I'm young, right? But I would always peep that, I'm talking about, man, 4th, 5th grade, Juan would come to school, he had jewelry on, talking about the real gold pieces, not the 10 karat, and I'm like, damn. So come to find out, Juan people was connected, with the cartel. So of course I don't know this, and I'm pretty sure at the time he didn't know it. But, that's a whole nother story probably for another episode. But, I was seeing it and didn't know I was seeing it. I'm gonna put it like that. And that's kind of what took me on the run that I ended up having. But so yeah, I playing sports, I was good at it, and then I ended up breaking my leg my 10th grade. Was it my 10th grade year? I think it was. And it was almost like that was my confirmation just to get all the way in the street.
So an injury put you into the streets.
Man, the injury done it, man. Injury took me out. It wasn't no rehab. It wasn't, coaches coming to my mama's house like, hey, where he at? This is like in the beginning of the season. So, yeah, they like, hey, where he at? He's supposed to be rehabbing, man. I'm in the streets, man. I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm with him. I ain't full-fledged hustling or, I ain't got the pack in my hand yet, but I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a lesson for all you parents out there. If your kid get injured in a sport, check on your kids.
Don't let him check out.
Yeah, don't let him go straight to the streets.
Don't let him check out. Make sure his interest is still where it needs to be. As a kid, it's hard for a kid to keep his interest anyway, especially with everything that's going on now with social media and everything. So, yep, don't let him check out. I end up breaking my leg, and I'm pretty much I'm in the streets full time. I'm going to school still because that's where all the girls is at. I'm going to school, but I'm in the streets, man. As soon as I get out, I'm, going to do me, and I would say as soon as I turned 17, I caught my first case. Yeah, I caught my first case, got put on probation, not knowing at the time that probation is a setup, especially for young black men. It's just we look at it as a free get out of jail free card, but it's really not set up because they know that you're not mentally mature enough to stop doing whatever it is that you was doing that got you in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep doing it. So their objective is to fill the beds in the prison, and to get convictions, right? And I didn't learn this, find this out long ago. I didn't know what kind of battle that a black man was fighting, especially black man being raised in the streets. So got put on probation, violated the probation out the gate. I literally went to prison off my high school steps. That's where
Off
they
your
picked me
high
up
school
at.
step?
That's where they picked me up at. Went when I was 17, got out when I was 21. A lot of things changed in that period of time. You really don't get a chance to do none of that. Just, the things that a teenager would do, date a lot of girls in high school.
Wait, before you start, so you didn't finish high school? You got your GED?
I got my GED
Okay.
when I went to prison the first time.
Okay.
My first prison bid, it was really 3 years on a 4-year sentence. I almost done the whole thing. I came up for parole while I was there, but I ended up getting into a fight and a riot, and they denied me parole. So I almost had to what they call bring it to the door. I brought the sentence to the door, right?
What is bring it to the door?
Bring it to the door is walking your sentence down, doing the whole thing, no parole. And it's crazy because I had got that mentality after I started doing time, that was the only way I would do mine, bring it to the door. I wasn't trying to deal with no parole because see, now it's in my head that I couldn't do probation when they gave it to me. So why do I think I'm gonna be able to do parole? Yeah, it's a fucked up mindset, but it's it's one that I got.
Oh, you said the place was in Corsicana?
Yeah, it was in I think that's called Beto One is in Tennessee College. So yeah, I end up, and at the time, Beto One, it's a gladiator school. For those that don't know, gladiator school is if your boxing game ain't long as your time, you ain't gonna make it. It was a thing they called open the flow back in the day. As soon as you walk on the wing, they say, man, we opening the flow. And I'm like, what do open the flow mean? You know what? You gonna put a hole in the, now open the flow means somebody finna come and you finna fade that, just to see if you got heart to stay on this wing, because if you ain't got no heart, you can't stay on that wing. So, I do time, but I learned fast that, prison wasn't like the streets. Prison, I hate to say it brought man-like qualities out of me that they was in me. It gave me a sense of just having to deal with a struggle.
You said it's a gladiator school, right?
Gladiator school.
So was a lot of people in there for like murder cases or nah?
Yeah, it was, Beto One is a level, I think it's a level 5 or a level 6 prison. So you pretty much got everything in there. You got murderers, you got, robbers, pimps, pretty much everybody in there. It wasn't no camp. I put it to you like that.
So I'm asking that is because a lot of niggas now, they want to do the gunplay and pistol play, but did you find out if they have like hands in there? Like that's where they get exposed at, right?
Well, see,
gladiator school?
you looking at a different time and era. We speaking early to mid 90s. We was busting straps then, but we was still fighting. If it evolved to, gunplay, then it did, but we was still fighting. We still felt like that's how you handle it. Mano a mano, yeah, I'm gonna see with your hands like, if your shoulder game ain't right, then, that was just like a badge of honor fighting, and then like doing time back then, it was like, that's how you got your name fighting. You didn't, back then, man, of course, it was stabbings and everything, but you got your name fighting back then.
How many fights did you have to like?
Man.
Like just like within your first couple days.
Man, too many. Well, first couple days, I know I fought the first day I got on the wing, and I I would say in my first month, I probably had 5 or 6 fights.
You proved yourself?
It's crazy you asked me that because I proved myself, but I let myself down. I proved myself to everybody on the wing, but I let myself down.
Why is that?
Well, because you learn fast that fighting in prison is different than fighting out here, outside, in the hood or whatever. I consider myself to have something, but when I got to prison, I found out that shit, everybody got something. I mean, I think I got dropped twice the first fight I had. Not knocked out, I ain't never been knocked out, but I got dropped twice. It was an old school cat. He had been down there for a while. I would see him with the mitts. He made some mitts, some prison little jailhouse mitts. He made some mitts. He would go out and work on his hands every morning. So I started going out with him. And I started learning that the fighting really wasn't, it was about your hands, but it was more about the footwork. So I started going out working with my footwork, working on my combinations, my feint, setting the cat up, for the next punch, you know what I'm saying? Just, some of the things that you never think of when you just out here fighting, So yeah, I ended up doing my first bid at 17, getting out. And it wasn't until then that was really my first time thinking about cutting hair, being a barber. And it was because of my mother. May her soul rest in peace. She asked me, I paroled to my mother's house. She asked me, hey, what you gonna do with yourself? I'm like, I really don't know. Well, why don't you go to school? I'm like, go to school? I really don't want to go to school. Really deep inside, I wanted to get back out and start hustling. I think just to satisfy her, I said, okay. So she ended up sending me to, it wasn't even a barber school, it was a full cosmetology school. So it was mostly women. So I was kind of cool with that. They in there learning how to do nails and hair and whatnot, braids, and they had a barber's course as well. So I ended up going to the cosmetology school. So I think probably a month in, all my homeboys, I was telling them, man, there's a lot of females up there at this cosmetology school. So my homeboys started coming up there at lunch. But all my partners is in the game. They hustling. So this the 90s. They pulling up in Monte Carlos with Dayton's, Regals and McLean's, Cadillacs, you know what I'm saying? They in the street. So as they pulling up like this, they coming up there to see the girls, but I'm wanting what they got. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm like, man, this is a year-long course, man. I ain't got time for this shit. So one of my partners, D, had came one day and for lunch, they would all come at lunch, kind of mess with the females and everything. And me and D had went to Arby's or somewhere to get something to eat, and I never went back. So my mama found out. My mama found out like 4 months into it that, well, I think she knew, but she was just asking me to test to see if I was gonna lie.
You went to Arby's?
Went to Arby's, bro. I wouldn't even eat Arby's.
First of all, that's criminal in itself, bro.
Man, I went to Arby's, bro. I wouldn't even. No offense to the people that like Arby's. But
shout out to Arby's.
Everybody in this world got a purpose, right? And what happens is either you don't know your purpose, so you're not working towards it. But see, this is what life will do. Life will put you in a situation to where you not only will find out what your purpose is, but it'll put you in a situation to where you'll have an opportunity to fulfill it. And a lot of people, they don't realize that. They don't look at it like that. They feel like, I just got this job for no reason. It's just because. But it may be something that's attached to that job that's attached to your purpose. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until the second time I went to prison that I got my barber's license. And the reason why is because I got tired of sitting on the wing, doing nothing. So I heard about the courses. It was either CDL or, go get a barber's license. I said, man, I don't like driving, so I ain't messing with the CDL. And then I think the CDL course, they transferred you to another prison. So I got my barber's license. But it was a year-long course, so it kind of kept me out of trouble a little bit. Clemson was the only unit back then where they sent certified teenagers. If you was 14 and they certified you as an adult, you went to Clemson.
And you were how old at this time?
25.
Was it like a gladiator camp?
Yeah, it was extremely gladiator. I mean, my whole objective when I got out that second time was to jump right back in the game, just to really go farther than I had before in it,
Go farther in the game?
Go farther in the game. It didn't dawn on me one time that I got my license, I could put it to use and really, make something of myself, make some legit money, turn it into a business. I really stayed away from having the prison barber job. It was like captains and COs that would call me, they knew I cut good, and they would call me to the officer's barbershop, and I would cut their hair like after hours and stuff like that. But I would cut in the inmates barbershop sometimes, but I that wasn't like really my job.
So, like, did you ever have any problems with that or anything like that?
Nah, I never really had any problems, while I was cutting hair in prison. I think I was on a Telford unit, and I'm cutting in the shop. Me and this other cat out of H-Town, Houston. He got a dude in the seat with him, in the seat that he's cutting. And out of nowhere, a Mexican came in and stabbed the dude that was sitting in his seat. Stabbed him like 4 or 5 times with a typewriter rod. Typewriter rod is about that long with a handle on it. It's just a prison, really just a prison sword. They sharpen it down, file the end of it down and make a weapon out of it. Anytime a guy hits you with something like that, he's trying to do damage. Of course, I'm trying to get out of the way because I'm not affiliated with this guy that he's stabbing that's in the chair, so I don't have any reason to be around when they come in and they spray, or whatever, and I definitely don't want to be asked nothing. So, but I did witness that in the prison barbershop.
Did he make it or what?
I think he did. But he got stabbed up pretty bad, man. He got hit bad.
So they just let anybody walk back there, or
yeah,
like,
some places it's just wide open. Some places, man, you have to have what they call a lay-in. It's like a prison slip that's confirming that you can be in this section of the prison at whatever time. It has a day and a time on it. That's how they kind of control the population, but then you got some places where if if you're a convict and you know how to move, you're gonna know how to get to where you need to go, so it ain't hard, I'll put it like that.
What was, what'd you say the name of the place was?
Telford.
Each one got a name. It is the
The
Hell.
Burning Hell?
Yeah,
that's Telford.
Okay, why they call it the Burning Hell?
They would set it on fire.
Prison?
It on fire, yeah. Riot or whatever, go down, they set it on fire.
So by this time, what do you consider yourself?
Probably my second time, I'm a convict. I'm doing time like a convict. I'm not an inmate anymore. A convict is a cat that know how to do his time. His time not doing him. The inmate is kind of, you falling for all the little prison, set booby traps, and you really don't know how to do your time. You letting what's going on in the world control you. You're emotional. You able to be thrown in any kind of cross. That's an inmate. A convict is a cat that kind of like know how to do his time, know how to maneuver around, prison, can see pretty much, a lot of things before it happens. You up on the prison politics. You respect the prison politics. You're just doing your time.
So would you say that a convict is more like chill, or?
Yeah, a convict is more chill. Most convicts, man, if you around them, you wouldn't even know he got a life sentence. They pretty much, got one way that they doing their time. They got, certain group of cats that they fuck with, you know what I'm saying? They ain't fucking with anybody. And if they see that you one of them type of cats or individuals that, bring a bunch of drama, they not fucking with you. They gonna tell you right off the top, you know what I'm saying? Youngster, I ain't with it. Yeah, convicts, it's something that your location don't determine. Let me give you an equivalent. Let's say a hustler, a go-getter. You're gonna be a hustler and a go-getter wherever you at. You don't have to be in a certain city. You don't have to be in a certain situation because it's just in you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how you move.
Your definition probably about to be completely different from mine, and you might feel like a certain type of way about this, but to me, like speaking on hustlers, I don't think a jackboy, thief, any type of them niggas, I don't think that they are hustlers. I wouldn't consider them hustlers, but I see it all the time where they say that, like you see jackboys saying they're hustlers. To me, they're not hustlers, bro, because.
Have you been robbed a jack before?
Yes.
Okay, so see, you're a civilian, you're a law-abiding citizen. And that's probably the reason why you look at it like that. Now, don't get me wrong. You got a lot of niggas in the street don't give a jack boy and a robber, you know what I'm saying? You don't really get the same clout because the nigga feel like that you taking something. You know, you're not going out getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, I was raised in the game to think the same way. But then too, I also had to understand that we in a situation like in the streets, man, you in a situation where you either gonna eat or you gonna be ate. I might have been around a bunch of dope dealers, right? That's what game I got. I got
To
the
me, that's
dope dealing
hustling.
game.
That's hustling.
Okay, but the jack boy had to get it from somewhere too. He had to get it from somewhere too. He had to be around some jackals or some kind of way. See, you can't make one wrong better than the other. All of it wrong because you got a lot of cats feel like pimping ain't no legit hustle, especially women. They gonna feel like that, right? All of it wrong. One can't be better than the other.
Hustling, like, consider you got to put in some type of work. Like, you got to do something, bro. A jack boy, all he doing is taking from another man. Like, he don't have a hustle. Like,
That's his hustle.
But if you selling drugs, bro,
That's his hustle.
Yeah.
Just like the man that got the sign up on the corner right now. That's his hustle.
That's a hustle.
That's his hustle.
Now, if he gonna take somebody else's sign, that ain't making him hustle. That's just like he just taking it. He never worked for it. To me, that's what I think. I think being a hustler is somebody that worked for it, bro. So even if you is a pimp, like, you gotta work for your girls because you get your girls took. You feel me?
Jack boy can say the same thing, and you know I don't condone jacking. I never was a jack boy. If you fucked with me wrong, you know I ain't gonna never say I ain't take nothing. I may have took something from somebody I felt like they didn't deserve it no way, and that was my way of exposing them. But that wasn't just my thing, the jack, right? But you gotta understand that a jack boy looking at it just like you looking at it about these other elements of the game. They looking at it like, shit, I'm working for mine because I'm setting up, I'm doing what I gotta do to get the information to know who to jack, to know when to hit them, to know how much they got, is it gonna be worth it or not, and to try to make sure that I come out of it alive. This is how I look at it. A jack boy and a pimp, man, you got to have a certain type of heart to do either one of them two. You got to have a different type of heart, man, for real. You know, and I ain't saying I salute them. I ain't saying that you know, I ain't speaking down on what they do, you know, but you got to have a certain type of heart to do either one of them two. Well, a pimp on his mama. Well, if you just listen to them, ain't no limits to it. They feel like a woman ain't here but to do nothing but to get some money from him, regardless whatever way, whether it's flatbacking, you know what I'm saying, sex, stealing, you know, stealing, whatever it is, right? So a pimp his mama, because he don't got no respect for no woman, period. And a jack boy take from anybody, and they'll kill you if they have to. But see, you got people that look at stealing in a messed up way.
I do too now.
How could you steal? You know what I'm saying? Why would you steal? They look at stealing as slimy, like, bro, you stealing, you sneaking around. Bro, they looking at it like you sneaking around, you know, you being sneaky, you stealing shit. It don't belong to you. So they look at stealing the same way.
And that's the way I look at it now.
Nah, I mean, I get it. You know, Jack Boy probably got the least respect in the hood, bro. Almost anywhere you go, bro. Unless you in Brooklyn where it's glorified. If you ain't in a place like where it's glorified and it's like, okay, this is what we do. Most places is looked down on.
I just feel like, I guess because I done got older now, I work for everything. I look at it kind of different now.
But you supposed to, you know, you a civilian. I mean, shit, I'm a civilian now, you know, so we gonna look at shit different. You know what I'm saying? We gonna look at it like, you know, come on, man, go get it yourself. Why you fucking with mine? You know, I worked hard for it. We got the same 24 hours, you know. Won't you go work hard for yours? You know what I'm saying? Don't wait until I get it and take it. And you know, I done been on the ugly side of the jacket. You know what I'm saying? I done had some, you know, I done been robbed before. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I could easily say, oh yeah, man, you know, them niggas ain't about shit, man. Them niggas ain't no real. But you know, I'm able to really just look at the whole thing, man, in the spectrum. And the big picture is this. The big picture is that we all doing bad. We all feel like there's nothing out there for us. We feel like our back is against the wall, so let me do what I can do to have me something. Because when I look at society, I don't see no hope in trying to go to school, trying to become whatever, you know what I'm saying, doctor or lawyer. So let me go find a way where I can get me something, you know what I'm saying? And some choose to sell dope, some choose to jack, some choose to pimp. It's just, you know, whatever it is, you know. But you know, now it's like, you know, you even got cats that say, man, I'm gonna go rap. Nowadays, they, you know, I'm gonna go rap. That's looked at as a hustle now. That's looked at as somebody somewhere in a hood, in a poverty situation saying, what can I do?
Yeah, but
Might
that
be
takes
garbage
skill.
as it takes skill.
Yeah, it's a skill for that.
Even though everybody rapping now ain't good.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I ain't never understood it because it's like everybody rapping don't need to be rapping. Just like I'm not gonna go watch the Mavericks play tonight, right? And leave the stands and go down there and say, man, I need to be down here playing. I'm good too. Nah, I need to stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? I need to stay out the way. I don't need to, you know, that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying?
But I think music is kind of like subjective. It's an ear for everything for music.
Yeah, true. It's an ear for everything. And then not only that, it's an avenue, and as long as you got a platform, they feel like they got a shot. All you got to do is have a platform, and you feel like you got a shot. What's stopping me from doing it? I got a platform too. I got an Instagram. I got a TikTok, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? What's stopping me from rapping?
Like honestly, like what's stopping you from doing whatever you want to do?
Nothing should, but you know, that's why it's good to have good people around you, good, honest people. Nothing should stop you from doing what you want to do. I want to say that first, but it's got to be a point to where if that's not for you, maybe you don't see it and you looking at it like, nah, I'm going to get there, you know? But at some point, if I'm 38 and I've been trying to rap ever since I was 17 and I ain't had no exposure, I ain't had nothing that indicates this is what I need to be doing. Somebody need to be around you to tell you, bro, that ain't for you.
Yeah, it's time to get a job.
Yeah, it's time to get a job, trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, if it's for you, you're going to get some kind of sign. You're going to get some kind of indication that this shit for you.
I need you to tell me this and tell the people out there, like something motivating. What's one thing that you would, get to the people out there?
Don't be afraid to fail. Fall 7 times, get up 8. Failure is necessary. If you lose, don't let it be a loss. Let it be a lesson. All losses ain't losses. Losses is really supposed to be lessons. And the difference of the two is this. If I fall or I lose, right, but I learn something from it. I just don't stay where I'm at. I learn why I fell. I learn what I could do to make sure I don't fall again. You know what I'm saying? And I do something about it, right? Losing is necessary, man. And I think nowadays, man, that's some of the things that we don't tell our kids growing up. We don't prepare them for losses. We try to make them feel like the world is perfect and all they gonna do is win. Man, I try to tell my kids, man, you gonna lose. Especially my son, man, you a black man in this world, you gonna lose. You gonna face adversity. It's gonna happen. You gonna do that more than you win. You know what I'm saying? You just make sure that when you win, you make it count.
That's like great coming from you because I ain't saying you took a lot of L's, but you've been through adversity.
I've taken more than, man, I done took a lot of them. I done took more than my share of them. Yeah, if I could share that with somebody, man, that's what it would be.
This gonna be something that, we try to do every week. Move that, man. Your boy is back. Now I feel good. You feel me?
Back.
Yeah. Now, I hope you guys like this. This is gonna be the first episode. We're gonna get, more into it. We're gonna get to know this guy a lot more because you guys gonna see him more, and I told him to start a YouTube.
Yeah, I got a channel. I just I ain't even gonna lie, man. I gotta get on it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get back, start creating content for my channel. I don't know, man. You probably done motivated me, man, to get back at it. But I got a channel, Shop Talk Sports TV. I got a few videos uploaded on my channel now, but it's probably gonna be something else coming though.
This is what we're doing now. Stay tuned.